150 years ago, Charles Darwin used the theory of natural selection to explain the origin and differences between species. 30 years ago, scientists used natural selection to explain the differences between populations within species. For the last 10 years, biologists studying animal behavior have used natural selection to explain differences between individuals within populations. The fact that humans differ in their behavior is well known to us, and we call these differences personalities. Recent research, however, has shown that individual differences in behavior analogous to personalities are not limited to humans, but are present in a wide array of animals, such as spiders, fish, and birds. So 10 years ago, scientists asked the question, why? So why are there different personalities? Why are not all animals similarly friendly or aggressive? Why do we not see the survival of the fittest behavioral phenotype? One animal species in which scientists have been trying to answer this question is a small European songbird, the great tit. Researchers who work on great tits in the Netherlands have shown that these birds exhibit personalities in their exploratory behavior. Some birds always like new and novel things more than other birds do, and some birds always are afraid of new things more than other birds. The reason why multiple personalities in the Netherlands are able to coexist at the same time and at the same place is that the availability of great tit winter food, the seeds of a European beech tree, varies from year to year. And this results in fluctuating levels of competition that sometimes allow for better survival of one and sometimes another personality type. And put together, these processes result in population where each individual has a unique personality. For my senior project, I went to my home country, Latvia, which is in a red circle, to study personalities of great tits. And as you can see, Latvia lies outside the range of European beech, which is represented in the dark blue. And this means that if Latvian great tits show the same personality types as those birds in the Netherlands, the explanation for the maintenance of these personalities must be different in Latvia. So in my study, I too tried to find out whether Latvian birds exhibited personalities in their exploratory behavior. So are there birds that are consistently liking new things more than other birds do? And are there birds that are consistently more afraid of new things than are other birds? And to find this out, we observed how birds reacted to two novel new things. One was a wire construction that obstructed the entrance into their nest box where they were raising their children. And the other new thing was a totally new nest box, which we placed right next to the bird's original nest box. And we found that there indeed were birds that liked new things or were afraid of new things more than others. An unexpected result, however, was that in our study population, liking and being afraid of new things was correlated positively, whereas in the Netherlands, these behaviors are correlated negatively. So in Latvia, birds that like new things are also afraid of them, whereas in the Netherlands, birds that like new things are less afraid of them. So that not only the existence of personalities in Latvia cannot be explained by the beech seed availability, but Latvian birds also had completely different personalities. And one possible reason we think such correlation might exist is that birds in our study population have access to two very different environments. So on the left side, there's a town with various taste trees, such as bird feeders, but also lots of new dangers, such as domestic cats. Whereas on the right side, there's a big, really expansive forest where no bird feeders or no cats can be found. And we think that birds in human-modified habitats might survive better if they like new things but also are afraid of them, whereas birds in the forest might encounter less new things and less new dangers, thus their personalities might be selected to be different. So the correlation between liking new things and being afraid of them in our population might be explained by that mixture of the city birds and forest birds that create this correlation. So this disparity between our findings and findings in the Netherlands indicates just how complex are the mechanisms that maintain animal personalities and how interesting the question turns out to be and how much there is still to learn. I presented some of my findings in the meeting of American Ornithological Union this February in San Diego, and animal personalities is one of the things I would really like to pursue in my future graduate studies. I also wrote a scientific paper about my findings, which I plan to publish. And thank you very much for your attention. And I also thank for all the people who helped me get through COA. And to this project. I will be happy to take any questions.
Steve, we have a question at the back there.
That's really interesting research, and I wonder if you could speculate on how liking new things or fearing new things is related to survival with respect to good or bad crops of beech seeds.
In the Netherlands or in Latvia?
Well, either one would do.
Well, we don't have beech seeds in Latvia, and that was the most interesting thing, is that the adaptive explanation for the personalities in the Netherlands was solely based on the fluctuating in these beech seeds from beech trees, and we didn't have them in Latvia. The reason why they thought they had personalities in the Netherlands is that when there's lots of beech seeds, the dominant individuals, the more aggressive ones that are also like new things more than others, survive much better than the non-competitive ones. Whereas when the so the competitive regimes, as opposed to the quality of the seeds, was the main explanations for the personalities. I don't know whether the quality of the seeds differs in the Netherlands, but that might be one thing to look for. But
They take other seeds in a bad beech seed year?
that I don't know. I think beech is the main source. These birds also take lots of arthropods, so lots of beetles and spiders during winter. So that might be, it might be possible that these birds also have different food preferences, which might explain their coexistence in population. This is a really new field of study. So I might not be able to answer those questions, but there's lots of possibilities, that lots of really different things that could be responsible for maintenance of personalities and population. One could be that they have alternative food sources than beech seeds.
You've picked an incredibly interesting particular species and particular aspect of that species to study. And you've studied it in great depth, and I'm wondering, how does somebody come to that as their choice? I mean, how did you get interested in this?
When I was on Great Duck, as Sean mentioned, I was working with John Anderson, and we saw great blackback gulls, the largest gull species. This one pair that would kill guillemots and eat them, and that was really specific to that pair. And I got interested, so why are there these birds that do really different things than other birds do? And I went home to Latvia, and I met Professor Indrikas Kramps, and he said, he suggested that I start working on personalities on smaller and on species that you can more easily manipulate in a good sense, not in a bad sense. You can obstruct the entrances of the bird boxes, and they're small, you can catch them easily. And great tit is a model species on animal behavior in Europe. It has a really long history of research on it from 1950s. So a lot of things is known about the ecology of great tit. Therefore, it's easier to work on it, and it's easier to draw inferences between your findings, and it's easier to connect your findings with the published scientific literature.